Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. In mid-May of this year, Hopkins County Sheriff's officers obtained a warrant for the arrest of Michael Scott Ross. The charges in the warrant were for aggravated sexual assault of a child, according to Hopkins County Sheriff's Office. Ross's identifying information was found on a mummified body in a pickup in a grove of trees near a county road just off Farm to Market Road 1870 Tuesday morning. The body of a white male was found in a 1992 Chevrolet pickup registered to Ross. The pickup was in the Atmos Energy right-of-way. In the wallet found in the pickup near the body was Ross's driver's license and Social Security card. A hose running from the tailpipe of the vehicle to the enclosed cab was identified as the source for the toxic gas that was inhaled by the individual, according to the autopsy. Final identity of the body awaits dental records. There was no evidence of trauma to the body, according to the autopsy. Medical examiner's office also awaits a toxicology report. Along with the warrant for aggravated sexual assault of a child, a blue warrant for a parole violation had also been issued for Ross, according to the Hopkins County Sheriff's Office. Ashley Deanne Glover, age 30, of Sulphur Springs, is in Hopkins County Jail following her arrest on a warrant for injury to a child and for a violation of parole for possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, more than 1 gram but less than 4 grams. The offense, injury to a child, occurred July 5, 2016, when a child in her care tested positive for drugs during an investigation by the Child Protective Services. Bond for the offense has been set at $30,000. Sulphur Springs police and the family of Ashlyn Wood, age 14, are seeking the minor believed to be with Matthew Ch.18, age 19. It's thought that they're in the Dallas or surrounding area. It is thought that she is saying she is 19 years of age, that she and Katie are married, and that they have a baby on the way. Anyone with information regarding the minor listed as a runaway, please call 911 or the Sulphur Springs Police at 903-885-7602. Representative John Ratcliffe, Republican from Texas and representative for this area, led a group of 50 members of Congress in demanding that the U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch appoint a special counsel to investigate the Clinton Foundation for allegedly using illegal tactics to allow its donors inappropriate access and influence over former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. In his letter, Ratcliffe stated that under Department of Justice regulations, the Attorney General has the grounds to appoint a special counsel when it is determined that the criminal investigation of a person or matter is warranted and that the investigation of that person or matter by the United States Attorney General's Office or a litigating division of the Department of Justice would present a conflict of interest for the department or other extraordinary circumstances. He also listed certain allegations that he says make it very unclear when the State Department ended and the Clinton Foundation began. Official business of the United States government, he says, especially the State Department, should be conducted in a manner that prioritizes the best interest of the American people, not the special needs of well-connected donors to the largely accountable foundation. For a look at the letter that Ratcliffe issued to the Attorney General of the United States, go to ksstradio.com. Blue Blaze Drill Team, a very vital part of Sulphur Springs High School and the Friday night activities during football season, and they have their own special events as well. Doug Haston visited with the Blue Blazes.
Who are you?
I'm Emily Orn and I'm the captain.
Hello, I'm Andrea Mora, I'm the co-captain.
I'm Natalie Contreras and I'm junior lieutenant.
And I'm Peyton Virgil and I'm also junior lieutenant.
Okay, let's talk about camp.
Camp was really exciting. It was exhausting for one, but we learned all of our routines at camp and we kind of just grow as a team and learn how to work together, and it kind of all just folds together at camp, and it's just awesome.
How many routines are you going to do throughout the football season?
We're doing jazz, we're doing homecoming, we're doing pom, we're doing kick, and senior night. So 5.
5 out of 10 games. Why did you want to be a Blaze?
Because my passion is to dance, and this team had a really good sister bond, and
Okay, same question. Why are you a Blaze?
I wanted to be a Blaze since I was like 3 because my aunt was one, and I always put on her little hat, and I was like, I'm gonna do this one day. And same, I love to dance, and this was an opportunity for me to be able to do so, and so I did it. So.
We'll give a shout out. Who's your aunt?
Christina Watkins,
And when was she a Blaze?
back in like 2002, 2003.
Let's talk about the first game.
Okay, the first game is always the most nerve-wracking, and everybody was just kind of on edge, and we didn't know how adrenaline was going to go, but I think we pulled it off, and I think everybody had just an amazing time, and I think everything just went really good.
So everyone has a raincoat?
Yes, yes. Very necessary.
What do you do if it rains?
Put on our ponchos and sit through it and keep going.
But you don't normally perform.
Just kind of depends on how muddy the field is, or if it's like pouring, and then no, because the band can't really play the music, but.
Okay, you do stand routines.
Yes, we do.
Who comes up with those?
I do.
How many stand routines you have? Or do you just make them up at the time?
We just kind of play it by ear and just kind of go with it.
Okay, how many girls you got on this year's?
41, and then we have 3 managers, so I guess 44.
Well, let's name your managers.
Jatea Siri, Moasia Thomas, and Jessica Williams.
Okay, this is a pretty large line. I don't remember seeing one this big for a while.
It's been a while since we've been this big.
Is it different?
It's different, but it's a good different. It's not bad. I really like how big the team is. It allows us to do more things that we weren't open to before, simply due to numbers, and I'm just really excited.
Do you have a limit on how big the line would be?
No, it just depends on how many the judges choose to make the team. So.
Okay, when is the team chosen?
Well, as a freshman, or you can even take it whenever, actually. But you take pre-drill class, and you go through that for a semester, and you learn everything that you need to know, and of course it's not going to be perfected, but you learn everything you need to know, and that kind of thing, and then you try out in December and see if you made the team. And then if you made the team, you get to perform in spring show.
Who judges?
She brings in different judges. It's different every year.
Somebody that's not from around here.
No, somebody that doesn't know anybody. Well, we have homecoming shirts. It's one of our fundraisers, and we've been doing it for the past few years, and it's kind of starting to pick up, and people are starting to want them and come to us asking for them, which is awesome. But each year, or so far, we've been selling these shirts, and on it, it's the list of the senior football players, senior trainers, senior band members, cheerleaders, drill team, of course, and student council officers, and there's also homecoming court on there, along with a list of the coaches' names. So.
And deadline to get a shirt is tomorrow. What time?
Noon.
Did you just make that up?
Yep. Just winging it.
So if you want one, you better hurry.
Yes, hurry, please, and please buy one.
How much are they?
They're $15 for a short sleeve, and $20 for a long sleeve.
Okay, next performance will be next week.
Yes, at Paris. Yeah, at Paris. So we're super excited.
What are you going to do?
We're doing the jazz routine again.
So you normally do each routine twice?
Because one's usually, it goes home and then away. So we just do the same routine 2 weeks in a row and then switch.
What's the homecoming routine?
Or
Or do you just call it the homecoming routine?
Yeah, we just call it the homecoming routine. But that's probably going to be my favorite this year, I think.
Should it involve a high kick?
There's a little bit in there, so that'll be a good surprise.
Here's Don with sports.
Before Wildcats football coach Greg Owens left campus to begin the trip to Florida, he met with media members on Wednesday morning. He discussed the team's trip to Orlando, Florida to play Seminole Ridge. Coach also discussed his team and the Seminole Ridge Hawks.
Probably out of 11 years, we've never had a distraction like this, like Disney World and the Magic Kingdom and Epcot Center and all that kind of stuff. Are you a little concerned about trying to get this team to think about football?
No, I don't know. I mean, it's just such a blur right now. Not really. I mean, I think it's fine when we get to game time and all that stuff. I mean, it's the weather, and then we're going to have rain to deal with and stuff like that. So those will be other distractions once we get there. I think just their excitement and all that stuff and getting on a plane. Again, 3/4 of these kids have never flown before, and a couple of coaches. So, it's some interesting stuff to do. So all the stuff we talked about, that they're having these opportunities that kids may never have again in their life and have never had before. It's just kind of a neat experience altogether, just to get on a plane in an airport and see all the stuff that's going to take place and all those things, and stay in a hotel room and and then the park stuff. I mean, just to be able to see some of that. This is not Six Flags. It's a little bit bigger than Six Flags with all the things that are taking place. But there are some things there. Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I was worried a little bit about distraction. I am, but I still think we'll reel it in and it'll be okay when we get to game time and get in the normal flow of things. We get on our itinerary, and my nervousness now is just everybody getting on the plane. All the bags checked in, and just once we get there and get settled down. I mean, I think once we start following our itinerary, I think we're going to be fine.
You get to represent the state of Texas. I've heard other coaches say that once the games are over, especially if they're victorious, they hear from people, saying congratulations and good job on behalf of the state and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the years back in past when we played on ESPN, we'd get phone calls from people from all the way up north, and I still have stories about the T-shirts we made for ESPN. Mike Lading was on a bike deal visiting family up in. Where's he from? Michigan. Up there, and he was taking pictures at one of his grandkids' games. He goes, that game? He said, you at that game? He goes, yeah, I was at that game. He goes, I watched that game. So yeah, it's a neat deal. I mean, we're going to have some people coming from Tennessee, from Georgia, from other places, and other people from Silver Springs that live in Florida that are actually coming to the game that have called us already. So it's a neat deal. It's kind of like going down the San Antonio that time. People came from everywhere and stuff. So it's a fun thing. It's an exciting deal. So any time somebody's close and come back and see their old school, I mean, it's a neat deal. So a lot of family, a lot of stuff, a lot of people traveling, and we're taking, I don't know, I think we call them tag-alongs, people coming on a trip, but there's 100 of them coming, but there's other people just flying down on their own. So I don't know how many people in Silver Springs are going to be there. So we're going to have a great showing. It's going to be fun and an exciting time.
All right. And it's funny, when you talk about not knowing teams and all that kind of stuff. Coach Young was wondering if their speed was Florida speed or LE speed or Texas speed or what. We really don't know much about how they play football in Florida.
No, we don't. We don't know. I mean, they got speed. We do know that. I mean, they get in their spread formations, and when they do, that concerns us with some kids they've got. So, we've just got to play football, line up and get after it, and they don't know us either. So it's one of those things. It's just a neat time to get together. You don't really know your opponent. I mean, it kind of gets you ready for other things you're going to see, hopefully in the future. Maybe some playoff games of that nature of people we haven't played in a long time, because we'll go back to the Metroplex, first round of the playoffs. So there's some people that we haven't played in a long time we don't know much about. So I kind of look at all of it as a learning experience and get yourself prepared to play. And we got one video, we're watching. So, I mean, that's all we can compare it to. So we study that as hard as we can, and that's all they've got. So that's what we measure it off of, and you line up and you play.
And what you preparing your defense, preparing for an offense that they may not see the rest of the year, some kind of T formation thing.
Yeah, basically they pretty much are out of a wing T set. So we're going to see a little bit of wing, but it's not the wing T some of these guys from the 80s are going to remember or prior. It's really not the block down, kick out. They're going to run a little bit. I don't know how much we're going to really see a buck sweep. We're going to see a trap. We're going to see a low power play, out of it. It's not the true, buck sweep, trap, wingback counter. It's not all that stuff. They got some elements of all that in there. That's what they base out of. But really, I mean, you get back into just normal football. Going to run an ISO at us, going to spread us out and kind of run some spread stuff at you a little bit too. So it's a little mix of all of it. And it's so early in the year, they're not really perfection of all that kind of stuff. I mean, when you see a great wing T team, I mean, it's beautiful. Guys, all that kind of stuff, take the angles. Nobody's prepared for that right now. And even though that's where they're from, that's their root, they're really not sold out to just wing T stuff. They're trying to do it all and be diverse from spread to everything. So it's just a multiple stuff. So we're looking at that defensively. We're going to see teams that will jump in the wing every now and then. We're going to see teams play with a tight end. So we always see this spread stuff because what we're doing. So it's good to prepare for that, be able to see that, to get in a power set when they get a 3-back dead T in the backfield. We've got our adjustments for that. So it's really a great game for us to prepare for all that stuff that we're going to see down the road. So you never know when somebody in the middle of the district's going to jump in a T set at you. Okay, boom, make your adjustment, and here we go. So we're looking at all that as a learning opportunity.
Sounds like on offense they may have a couple of guys that they'd like to kind of get the ball to, look like difference makers.
Yeah, they got some explosive kiddos. But mainly it's their receivers. Pretty decent athletic quarterback. He's just kind of a hybrid guy. I mean, he's a little of both, run-pass guy. I don't know that he's exceptional at anything right there, but he's a very good athlete that moves around well. And so he's a guy that we'll have to get used to. And I hadn't seen him hit too many times, to be honest with you, so we'll kind of see. But he's not running, he's not a Michael Vick running over everybody either. He's just kind of a calm, cool guy in the pocket, slides around, deals the ball, does a good job with all that.
And Coach Young says as far as defense, they look like Sherman, but he said they're awfully big at linebacker.
Yeah, they are. If you haven't seen anything, their linebackers are really good. The D-line is smaller than the one we just saw at Sherman, but their linebackers are good-looking kids that can run around, and they can run. And so they're going to give us some fits. So you start playing all that stuff. They may slide into a 4-man front one time, then they're your 3-4 look. And so just some guys, but it's good-looking guys. And, again, stuff we need to see. We're going to see some good linebackers in our district play as well. And Sherman kind of surprised us with a couple guys they put out there we hadn't really seen. Number 8 from Sherman, I mean, that guy could run and play. He was a physical cat, and we didn't really see that from him in the scrimmage. It was prior. So it's good to see good people. You play good people, you get a chance to get better and find out where you are, and they reveal your weaknesses and what you've got to get on as we get to still a non-district ball game. I mean, we're trying to get to district play and get ourselves prepared. So anytime we can get a weakness exposed in this non-district stuff, we want to do that and find out where we got to beef up.
If Chuck King was here, he'd want to know what you think about your team right now, at this point in the season.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, last week's win was a big win. I mean, for a lot of reasons. For these kids to say the monkey's off our back, here we go. I mean, just the game itself, we get ahead. We even back up, they bring it back, we go down, and then for us to even have to come back, there's a little rain out there. We got some elements of rain, and just having to come back, make a play at the end of the ball game. Now we go down and score. That's a big deal. It's a confidence booster. Now defense, you've got to stop them. You got a minute 35 left on the clock. Now you've got to stop these guys, and be able to go do that stuff. So then get an interception, some turnovers. It's great to see defense get some turnovers. We gave up too many turnovers on offense. So it's just stuff to work on. I thought our offensive line did a nice job the other night, which was a great improvement from the week before. I thought we got physical with those guys and pushed them around. We had a kid that busted out for 158 yards, Cern Rogers. Nobody saw that coming. So that's a testament to him and also those offensive linemen for making things like that happen. We're going to be some more consistent. I thought Ryan played a great game. I thought we dropped too many balls on offense. So all those things we got to improve, and that just comes with being calm, getting in games, playing them, getting experience. We keep talking about for those kiddos, and let everybody just calm down. It's Friday night. Some of them the first time to be in a role that they're in, of a leadership role. And expecting to be able to make plays on third down. There's a lot of things there. We got some guys banged up a little bit, so we've got to overcome those things. And some young kids had to jump in there. A kid had to move a position the other night and step in there and play. So just trying to cross-train these kids too, get them prepared, and kind of keep them healthy, and all that stuff, and keep a 16, 17-year-old kid focused and going to class and doing all the other stuff too. So a lot of it's been thrown on their plate, and I didn't help it by saying, hey, we're going to go down here and play in Florida. But it's, again, another experience. How do you deal with distractions? How can I get focused? How do I learn to do all that stuff?
Go ahead, Don.
I'm sorry. You talked about the speed and everything. How do you think y'all match up for them size-wise? You have an advantage, like when you're big line and everything?
We got a roster, but I don't know how accurate that roster is. We're bigger than they are on the offensive line. Our offensive line is. So, again, like I said a while ago, smaller defensive line we're seeing. So I can't give you a number. I didn't add all that stuff up on the number stuff. So I don't know. I think it's good.
There's a good chance we could be playing in a driving rainstorm. Any way to coach that, or ball control, or wet football and all that?
You just deal with it. Both sides are doing that. So, you just kind of deal with it. And, depends on what hour you look at the weather. Looks like the weather's going to hit more for rain. Going to get rain on Thursday. It looks like it's going to be drying up on Friday. So, it depends on which one you look at. There's a guy, we got a friend of mine's got a friend down there he went to college with, says that's what it looks like on his stuff. That's what they're saying. Orlando kind of clears out Friday afternoon, Friday evening, so it may be a great evening. And Miss Kelly Hayes, who helped put this together through KSA Events, who we go through for this trip, said it's a great field. It's got great drainage underneath it, so like some of the college fields we have here, which is ESPN. So there's a lot of drainage. So their grass fields are designed with a lot of sand. So when they hit those, the pipes and piping system and draining system they have underneath the field, it gets it out there kind of like a regular AstroTurf field.
So it is a grass field?
It's a grass field.
Okay.
Yeah. Coach Parson, what's your impression of him? He seems
nice
like
guy.
an awfully
super nice guy. He texted me the other day. He goes, "Hey, we're gonna get a little rain down here. Better bring a rain jacket." So it's just good to talk to him. He's got a young staff. It's a place he was at. He's returning back to. I think he was the DC maybe there before, and so he's coming back there and kind of put his staff together. So he's excited about it. A neat place, and he just seems like a cool, nice guy, and great to deal with. What do we need? It's easy. Also, the coach we were dealing with at Dunbar for our JV at Fort Myers, same way, nice guy. Got a good visit with him the other day. We tried to share that their stuff has been rained out for JV, so their JV's not even played a game yet, and so we couldn't trade video with them. We talked about what we ran scheme wise, and it was easy. Everybody's been really nice, super nice to it, and it's some neat new relationships.
This Dunbar, would they be considered like a JV team?
It's a JV team. Yeah, it's their JV team that we're playing.
All right.
They're out of Fort Myers.
I enjoyed my telephone visit this week with the head football coach of Seminole Ridge in Florida, James Parson. He coached offense and lived in the community for 9 years. Then last year, he gave up coaching to become the school's assistant athletic director. In December, the head coach of Seminole Ridge resigned and medical issues were cited. Coach Parson was asked to be the new head coach, and he accepted. He said he has big expectations for the Hawks this year. They were 3-7 last year, and he'll be playing lots of new guys. Only 5 defensive starters and 1 offensive starter return. Coach Parson has seen tape of the Wildcats, and he said they were a well-coached team. He said the Wildcats would present a big challenge for his team. Seminole Ridge will also be making their first appearance in Orlando as part of the games at ESPN's Wide World of Sports Stadium. Coach Parson said he looks forward to this Texas-Florida battle. The Lady Cats volleyball team defeated Paris 3-0 in Wildcats Gym Tuesday evening. Score was 25-23, 25-18, and 25-13. After the match, I talked with Lady Cats volleyball coach Justin Manis courtside.
What did you think about this one? They really took care of business quickly here.
Yeah, they did. The first set, and I knew Paris would come out and play. Paris is a strong team, and they've always been known to fight. And so I knew the first set would be a fight until we kind of got settled in. And, of course, we just progressed and got better and got a little bit more consistent, a little more crisp with our passes, putting the ball away. Offense is coming around. I thought we did a lot better at the net blocking balls. We had quite a few blocks tonight, so I was pleased with that.
I don't know that I've seen Mika Van Bentham play much better than she played.
Man, she had 10 kills on 1 error. That's good for her middle. And this is the time she needs to start coming around and playing, and I was very pleased to see her do that.
Anybody else jump off the page at you?
I thought Andon Hammock passed the ball extremely well. If the ball came to her, there wasn't many that wasn't going to target. I thought Tori Moore did a good job delivering the ball, and then our block. just our front row players did a great job with the block. We had a few blocking errors, but I don't mind the errors as long as we're being aggressive. And so they did a really good job there.
Yeah, it was kind of touch and go there kind of early, you know.
It was.
Back and forth.
Yeah, and I knew it would be. We were trying to feel them out. You know, we worked on some things in practice, what I expected to see from them. And I thought we did a good job shutting down their middle. You know, she had some kills, but that was our main focus when she's on front row, is to kind of shut that down.
All right. And coming up next, you'll pretty good team, seem like in every sport, Liberty Island.
Yes, I'm expecting to be athletic. We're going to have to go and play. Probably tall, can jump, be real aggressive at the net. But I'm looking forward to it. I want to see a team like that on the road.
The team just continues to progress. And
yes.
You've had some real good tournaments.
Yes. We had a really good Tyler tournament. We went 4-2. We won the Silver Bracket Championship. If we would have played on Thursday the way we played Saturday, I feel that we would have been in the championship bracket. We played that well.
Very good.
Yep. Thank you very much. Hey, buddy.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.